Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how to make this yummy, tasty, delicious and slimy Nigerian okra soup. If you've been trying to make the perfect okra soup that is so slimy and draws like this without adding ogbono, trust me, this is the best and well-detailed recipe you will find right now. But before we proceed, if this is your first time of stumbling on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and do me a favor by clicking on the subscribe button in front of you. It is actually free, because over here you're going to enjoy amazing food recipes, DIYs, kitchen hacks, and the best of lifestyle. So let us begin. I will start by seasoning and pre-cooking my proteins, and for this recipe I'll be using some chicken gizzard and fish. This variant of fish is what I love so much when I'm making my okra soup, but also understand that you can use any protein of your choice when it comes to this soup. So I just season with some seasoning cubes, chicken seasoning, red scotch bonnet pepper, onion, and some salt. So I added some water to cook this until the fish is about 70% done. So I check back after a few minutes and my fish is ready. I have to scoop out so that it doesn't break completely before the soup is done. So I allowed the gizzard to cook until it is about 90% done, and here it is perfect. So I need to add my palm oil. I added 2 cooking spoons. I'm going to cover this and allow it to boil over for about 15 minutes before I proceed with the rest of the ingredients. Please, when adding palm oil to your soup, make sure that you add a little. It depends on the quantity of the okra you'll be making, because if you add too much of the palm oil, it's going to affect the slimy nature of your soup. So I just added in my red scotch bonnet pepper, crayfish, and some bouillon cubes. I'm going to cover and allow it to boil before I proceed. So the next stage is to get our okra ready. As you can see, I had already washed and sliced this okra into my desired shapes and sizes, as you can see here. For this recipe, I bought 1 custard pint of fresh okra, and this is what I was able to get out of it. Feel free to slice this according to your desired shape and sizes. It doesn't really matter, but this is how I love to do it. So I'm going to divide this okra into 3 parts. Then I'm going to pound 1 part and leave the remaining 2 parts. The reason for that is for us to get a very slimy effect when making this okra soup. And also feel free to use your blender for this stage, but I just want to make use of my mortar and my pestle so that I can be able to control how I want it. Let me also add that when slicing or dicing your okra, make sure that you remove the hard ones, okay? Anyone that your knife cannot pass through very smoothly should be removed so that it doesn't mess up with your soup. So I am done with that, and this is a perfect time to check on our soup to make sure that we're not having too much stock here. When making okra soup, you need to pay very attention on the quantity of okra you'll be making, because okra doesn't need too much water. So it's better that the water is little from beginning and you can adjust much later. Okay, so I just added in my pounded okra. I'm going to mix this together and allow it to cook a little before I add the other chopped okra. Once you add in your okra, just know that you're 2 to 3 minutes away from the soup getting done. You do not need to overcook your okra. For me, I don't like overcooking my okra. I just make sure that when I'm eating, I'm having some crunchy taste. So what I just added in is a half tablespoon of pepper soup spice and some oziza leaf. I don't like making use of ugu leaf when I'm making my okra, but feel free to incorporate that if that is what you want. I just love the flavor of oziza leaf on my okra. And I added in pepper soup spice because it elevates the taste of my okra soup. If you have not tried it before, you need to try it. You need to give it a try. And trust me, at this stage, this soup was already given. I checked and I noticed that my soup is very thick. I had to add in some water. So like I said, you need to be very careful with water from the beginning because you can always adjust. I'll just cover and allow it to boil for a period of 1 minute, and guys, my soup is ready. When making okra soup, I don't like to overcook it. I love the crunchiness of the okra after making it, and it also helps me because by the time you store your soup in the freezer and bring it out to warm it, it's still going to remain very, very fresh. And guys, my soup is done, and I just added in my fish because this is the last thing I'll add to this soup to avoid it breaking so much. And the aroma coming from my kitchen is something else. This okra soup tasted so much. Can you see that? You don't even need to do too much. You don't need to add so much ingredient to your okra soup, and it's going to come out perfect. Any protein of your choice you have can work as long as you know the step by step on how to achieve that. So I just tested to make sure that my spicy are okay. If I need to adjust, so I do not need to adjust anything else. Salt and pepper, everything is on point. Guys, can you take a look at this soup? You can enjoy it with any swallow of your choice. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel up to this point, I need you to subscribe before you leave. Drop a comment, ask question if you have any. Thank you so much for watching.